The Occasional Teachers Bargaining Unit, OTBU, is committed to the health and safety of its members and takes any and all health and safety incidents and concerns seriously. Our workplaces should be safe, welcoming, and free of issues which can have a negative effect on our health and safety. All work environments possess the potential for hazards, both physical and psychological hazards, that can affect our health and safety. In this video, we will look at some of these hazards. By no means is the list of hazards presented in this video exhaustive. This video will focus on what could be deemed the most common hazards found in our work environment as educators. In general, and in no particular order, health and safety hazards in schools can be broken down into the following categories: physical hazards, electrical hazards, chemical hazards, ergonomic hazards, psychological hazards, and miscellaneous health hazards. Let's take a look at some examples of each of the categories with brief explanations. Physical hazards. Physical hazards can include many hazards including slips, trips, falls, environmental factors, auditory hazards, equipment, furniture, machinery. Let's look at some photo examples of physical hazards starting with slips, trips, falls. The first photo shows a tech shop where water is pooling on the floor. We often see water on hallway floors in the winter months when tracked-in snow melts and is left on the floor. Be mindful of the potential to lose traction on smoother surfaces. Take your time and avoid sudden movement which may compromise your footing. The next photo shows a cord strewn across the floor. AV carts with LCD projectors are commonplace in classrooms now. They need power to operate, and oftentimes the cord finds itself stretched across the floor to reach an outlet. Walk around or over these cords to avoid the potential to trip on it. These same cords sometimes find their way under carpets or area rugs. This is both a fire code and electrical code violation that should be addressed with the principal. However, while present, it also presents the same tripping hazard noted in the previous photo. Entrance, exit mats also can pose a serious tripping hazard. Carpet edges can lift over time. Be mindful around these types of carpets and avoid walking on lifted areas. Bring this to the attention of the principal if you see it. Damaged stairs are also a serious trip hazard. Move slow and deliberate on stairs and always use the railing for support. Environmental factors. Environmental factors include extreme temperatures and/or weather-related issues like heat exhaustion and heat stress, dehydration, and lack of fresh air, inadequate ventilation. Reduce time outside during the hotter days of June through September. Wear sunscreen and stay well hydrated if you find yourself outside teaching during hot days. During colder days in the winter months, also limit your time outside teaching. If your classroom or work area feels cold, bring your concerns to the attention of the principal. Here's a guide to the TDSB room temperature requirements. Pause the video if you want to spend more time on this document. Auditory hazards. Auditory hazards include exposure to excessive or prolonged noise that can cause hearing damage. Music, gym, and tech classes can be loud at times. If you find yourself working in classrooms such as these, ask the office or other tech, music, or gym teachers if they have disposable earplugs that you can use. Prolonged exposure to high decibels can cause permanent hearing damage. Equipment, furniture, and machinery. Wounds from broken furniture, sharp edges and corners, inadequate guarding, equipment not secured, improper use of equipment, pinch points between heavy or moving objects, example, moving desks, are hazards to be aware of when working in schools. The following photo shows a TV on an AV cart. While these are mostly a thing of the past, every now and then they find their way back into a classroom or are stored away in storage rooms. These can be very top-heavy and dangerous when moved if not tied down at the TV or fastened with bolts to the AV cart. Be very careful if moving these TVs on carts. Paper cutters can be very dangerous, but more so when the finger guard has been removed. Ensure that the guarding is in place before using paper cutters such as the one shown in the photo. Be careful when sitting down in chairs. Your typical desk chair on wheels can be extremely dangerous as it can slide away on you or tip over. We've had some of our members injured when sitting down in these simple wheeled desk chairs. Wooden chairs, although rarely seen nowadays, are typically more susceptible for failure or collapse. Inspect the chair prior to use. Fires, burns. Risks in this category include fires from faulty equipment, the potential for burns during an emergency, sunburn, activities involve heating or cooking, and chemical burns. As referenced earlier in the video, when outside teaching during sunny days, wear sunscreen for protection. A good pair of UV sunglasses will help to protect your eyes as well, and a hat will help keep you cool in the sun off of your face. Toaster ovens, hot plates, kettles, and microwave ovens are not to be used in regular classrooms as per TDSB policy. Aside from the obvious burn hazards associated with these items, they can also overload circuits and cause electrical fires. And speaking of electrical hazards include the risk of electrical shock from faulty wiring, ground pins missing, exposed wires, loose outlets, misuse of extension cords, and overloading circuits. A ground pin missing on an electrical cord is quite commonplace. The ground pin falls off over time. If you see a cord missing its ground pin, do not plug the cord into an outlet. This can cause a serious electrical shock. Inform your principal so that it can be repaired. If the cord appears to be frayed or the protective sheath is damaged, also avoid using. If any outlet plate or cover or the outlet itself is loose, do not use. This could also cause an electrical shock. Again, whenever you see a hazard or potential hazard, avoid the hazard and inform the principal as soon as possible. Chemical hazards. Chemical hazards can include exposure to unapproved cleaning supplies, solvents, paints, or chemicals, and inhalation of dust and noxious fumes. Be cautious with unlabeled spray bottles. While they may appear to contain water or some other harmless substance, such as vinegar, you can never be sure. All spray bottles should be labeled properly. TDSB policy does not permit the use of household chemicals such as Windex, Pledge, etc. The use of bleach and bleach-containing products has been restricted for many years now and is limited to specific areas and only to be used by individuals officially trained in the handling of bleach. If you see bleach in a school, report it to the main office. Bleach must be kept under lock and key. It poses a serious risk when mixed with other chemicals. Always keep tabs on your personal food items, including drinks. Don't let them out of your sight. Many years back, the narrator of this video had a student purposefully drop a thumbtack in his Tim Hortons iced cappuccino. Just before taking a sip, the offending student warned his teacher that someone had dropped something in his iced cap. Eventually, the student confessed to what he had done. But the point being, you never know what harm students are capable of. It was a close call and a potentially fatal one. Ergonomic hazards. Ergonomic hazards can include manual handling and subsequent injuries from lifting or moving heavy objects improperly, repetitive motions caused by tasks that require repeating the same actions over long periods, and working unsafely at heights such as when using a ladder or a portable step. It probably goes without saying that when lifting objects, bend at the knees as shown in the illustration. As educators, we tend to spend a lot of time in front of a computer, take breaks and stretch between sessions. An hour here, an hour there adds up when hunched over a computer screen. Musculoskeletal complications can arise as a result. Use step ladders as opposed to chairs, desks, or tables to stand on. A fall from 2 feet up can cause a lot of damage to a person. Tables, desks, and chairs were not designed to be stood on. Workplace violence. One of the most common hazards OTs face nowadays is that of workplace violence. Workplace violence includes any act, attempted act, or threat of physical force that causes or could cause physical injury to an employee. The culprits include students, fellow staff, parents, guardians, and intruders to the school environment. De-escalation strategies can help when faced with aggressive behavior and/or situations. See the video on this channel titled De-escalation strategies for effective strategies that can be implemented on a daily basis. Psychological hazards. Psychological hazards include stressful or traumatic situations and/or events. Poor leadership, bullying, harassment, and being overworked are also hazards of a psychological nature. Miscellaneous health hazards. Poor indoor air quality due to factors like mold, asbestos, radon, etc. If you see what you believe to be mold at your work site, let the principal know in writing as soon as possible. If the air quality seems poor, inform the principal in writing of your concerns. If the concern is not addressed to your satisfaction, complete and submit a health and safety concern form. Asbestos. Asbestos is an environmental hazard present in older buildings. The TDSB has a comprehensive asbestos management program, AMP, which meets legal requirements. An asbestos binder outlining where asbestos may be found in each respective school can be found in both the principal's office and the head caretaker's office. Viewing this binder is permissible upon request to the principal. As well, the TDSB has an online asbestos management program which shows each and every site and each and every respective room where asbestos-containing materials may be encountered. To access the AMP online, follow these prompts, although the pathway may change over time. Log in to tdsb.on.ca using your staff credentials. Select Facility Services from Operations. Select School Data. Select Asbestos Management Program. From here, you can input any school you would like to see concerning asbestos data found within the school. Vermin. Vermin include mice, rats, cockroaches, etc. Mice and rats are considered a health risk in schools. However, cockroaches, ants, and bedbugs are not, according to Toronto Public Health. Report to the principal in writing any evidence of mice or rats. Include photos showing evidence. If no response and no resolution is provided, complete and submit a health and safety concern form. We all have a duty to report known hazards in the workplace. We must follow the internal responsibility system and report our concerns to the principal/site supervisor. If this accomplishes nothing, a concern/near-miss form can be completed and submitted. If you are the victim of workplace violence, please complete and submit an employee's report of workplace violence incident report. If you've suffered an injury at work, complete and submit an employee's report of accident injury. If the injury is a lost time incident where you're losing time at work, it's imperative that you complete the ERAI within 48 hours so as to not negatively affect a WSIB claim. It's very important that before you complete and submit any of the health and safety forms, you inform the principal/site supervisor of the incident or concern. If you have any questions or concerns regarding health and safety in your workplace, please do not hesitate to reach out to your OTBU Health and Safety Officer.